We're doing a series of vlogs looking at where we're at and where we're going after 3 years of off-grid permaculture homesteading. Alright, today in our Sharing Our Journey series, I'm going to be sharing a little bit about off-grid summer cooking. First though, I just want to say I love winter cooking because of this. We have a cook stove that takes care of all of our winter cooking needs and it's wonderful. I love it. But there are a few months of the year that we cannot use the cook stove. It's just too hot. So then we've got to turn to other methods of cooking. That's what I'm going to share with you today. This is our main source of cooking in the summertime right now. It's an old propane oven and stove that was actually given to us when we first moved onto our property a little over 3 years ago. But unfortunately, only 2 burners, these 2 right burners are the only ones that work anymore, and the oven doesn't work. So it's actually a kind of a nice thing because it takes very little propane for the 2 burners that we use. So right now I'm actually making, got chicken in there, and we're actually using an old-fashioned method for baking that chicken, which I'll show you in just a sec here. Since the oven doesn't work on that propane stove, I don't know if you've heard of a hay box. We're trying to emulate a hay box by using our cooler that we have down here. It's just a big igloo cooler. So down inside we've got this styrofoam, and I just put a rag over the top of it, and the styrofoam is just the right size to fit that pot that I had out there on the propane stove top. So I get it boiling really well, and then it goes down, I stick it down inside the styrofoam inside this igloo, and then I just put a bunch of rags and another piece of styrofoam on top. So if I get it started first thing in the morning, well, it doesn't have to be first thing. If I just get it started early in the enough in the morning, it takes about 8-10 hours in that igloo, and it's done. Meat falling off the bones and ready to eat. So I actually got the idea of the hay box from an American homestead, from their family. They were using that method, and so I thought, hey, sounds good, and it works. So a few people have expressed interest in some recipes, and I'm not really a recipe person. I really just plain and simple cook from scratch using whole foods mostly. So as part of this summer cooking vlog and showing how we use a hay box system, I'm going to show you how I make a chicken pot. Chicken pot is something I make at least 1 a week of. In the wintertime I can put 2 in a big pot, a turkey roaster, and put it in my cook stove, but in the summer I don't have enough space in the pot I have to use, so I only get to do 1 a week in the summertime. So it's super simple. I just put the chicken in the pot. Here it is. So I put it upside down with the breast side down, and then I just sprinkle sea salt and some onion powder or onion granules. I like thyme and a little bit of rosemary, and then I just fill the pot up with about 1.5 inches or 2 of water, and out it goes to boil on our propane cook stove. Lots of salt. I like lots of sea salt. Onion, I usually use granules, but this time it's onion powder that I had. A little bit of thyme, which I should be getting from our garden because there's tons of it, but I just don't have time. And I like rosemary as well. This is rosemary powder. Okay, so we've got the water in, and you can add potatoes around the edge here, or carrots, or whatever you'd like at this point. My children prefer the potatoes just plain, not cooked in with the chicken, so I'm just going to do the chicken, and we're going to put the lid on. Looks like it's boiling. Time to turn it off and put it in the hay box. Goes into the hay box. Or we'll call it a rag box. How about that? Throw a bunch of rags on top, styrofoam over. Nothing like the comfort of a swing after a hard day's work. Okay, it's 8 hours later, and woo, there's our finished chicken. The meat is falling off the bones just like I like. Alright. Alright, so we have learned a lot about off-grid summer cooking over the past couple years. Here's something we tried. We tried to build a little makeshift rocket mass system using some old block we had laying around. So Caleb, how well did that system work?
Not good.
Not good, yeah. We've since learned that there's a way to set up those blocks differently. Do you think we should still try working on blocks for a rocket mass system? What do you think?
We could try and use them a little bit.
But even the rocket mass systems do require wood, and we kind of like to just take a break from wood through the summer, huh? We deal with a lot of wood all winter long, keeping our cook stove going, so it's nice to have a break from the wood.
Yep.
But it might be fun to just get one of the little rocket mass systems that you can purchase that don't take very much wood, just to have on hand in case our propane goes out or we're not able to get propane for some reason. Then we can heat up things on one of those little burners. Okay, so that's the first thing we've learned, that we really like having a break from wood through the summertime. We've also thought about having a cook stove outside, but again, that would just be a lot of work trying to keep that going all summer for cooking on. So we're just going to stick with taking a break from wood and find other options. So that's why we're using the propane and then the hay box method at this point. We do also very occasionally barbecue, but it takes quite a bit of time, and we just don't have a lot of time. As you can tell by the weeds, we haven't barbecued in a while. So the barbecue is just as a treat once in a while. The second thing I've really learned is that I really like to cook differently in the summer. Actually cook less. Eat more raw foods, lots of fruits and vegetables, and just not always be cooking everything. It's good to get more raw foods into our diet in the summertime. So I would really like us to eat more salads, more smoothies, just more fresh foods in the summertime. Something else I've learned that may seem obvious is that all the cooking needs to be done outside. It's just way too hot in the summer to do any cooking inside because we don't have air conditioning. So I have learned to delegate. It's a little tricky running in and out, trying to cook and do other things. So the children have helped me a ton by being out there at the stove, helping to stir things and make sure things don't burn while I'm cooking. That's a great help. Okay, and probably most importantly, we've learned that we want to utilize the power of the sun in the future for summer cooking. So that takes us to our goals for the future. I'd love to share with you some of our hopes and goals for the future for summer cooking. Alright, so because our propane stove was free and it takes so little propane using the stove top, we are going to continue to use that as long as it'll keep working. And we may even replace it in the future, because it's just so handy to be able to quickly fire up and make hot water for coffee in the morning. My husband leaves pretty early to work, so it's just really nice to be able to have a propane stove top. And the oven takes a ton of propane. When it worked, it took a ton of propane. So we don't plan on using propane as an oven source. We would love to get an American sun oven or something similar to do baking in through the summer. We get plenty of sun here. We do have some cloudy summer days, but for the most part, I think that sun oven or some kind of solar oven would work great here for baking in the summertime. So that's on the list, something we would love to get in the future. And we're also hoping to eventually enclose our front patio area and make it into a greenhouse / summer cooking area. And I would love to figure out how to do a built-in solar dehydrator into that somehow. So that's in the future. Plans that we have for the future as well. JJ, do you like pizza?
Yeah.
You do? Do you think that maybe we should make a cob pizza oven?
Yeah.
That way we can cook pizza in the summer, huh? Would that be fun?
Yeah.
So a pizza oven is definitely on the list, but that's a little further down the road. That would be something that we would love to have in the future for being able to bake bread and pizza in the summertime. Little bit. She loves this little bumbo. My friend Tara from California gave it to us to use, and oh my goodness, it's awesome. So if you have a little one, I highly recommend the bumbo. She's a little crooked right now. Normally she sits up in it. Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweetie. You like your bumbo? Hi, sweetheart. You like your dress, huh? Okay, so that's where we're at, what we've learned and where we're going with off-grid summer cooking. We would love any ideas you might have for us. For those of you who might have some experience in this area, please leave a comment. If you have a question, leave a question in the comments below. Thanks again so much for watching and for sharing. Hey Jay, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.